Rise and shine, superstars. It's your favorite light coach, MB, and today is a great day to be alive. Why? Because you are still here. So stop what you're doing, drop a comment below, and you know what to do. Scream at the top of your lungs and shout, "Come through!" if you are thankful that God woke you up this morning, because gratitude is the absolute best way for you to start your day. And if for some reason you're still struggling and trying to figure out if you are in fact thankful to still be alive, just let me be the first person to tell you today that we are thankful that you're still alive, because you are here for a reason. You have a purpose, and whatever you're going through right now is only temporary. It's only going to be a season, so please don't make a permanent decision based off of a temporary situation. And I challenge you to take some time out today to just do some self-reflection and find at least one reason why you're thankful to still be alive, because there is at least one reason why you should be. All right, Empower Tribe, I know y'all amped up today, because after yesterday, all that poor, talking about that poor mindset after yesterday, y'all was cutting up all day at work. I know it. You was sitting there telling everybody that ain't my business. If you missed yesterday's message, because this week we are talking about poor mindsets and how they're handicapping us from being able to accelerate and elevate to our greatness. So yesterday, P.O.O.R stood for prioritizing other opinions religiously. And we have this big problem with putting so much weight on what other people have to say that it ends up directing us through life, even when we're trying to better ourselves, and what they have to say is not going to help us better ourselves. So I need y'all to settle down just a little bit, because y'all was amped up yesterday. Don't act like you weren't. Some way I was at work, and that one coworker that get on your nerves right after lunch, she came strolling by because she's about to tell you exactly why her data entry skills were better than yours and how you need to be doing things her way. And as soon as she took her inhale, you looked at her, put your headsets on, and said, "That ain't none of my business." Because you ain't down with other people's opinions anymore. Like, you're not concerning yourself with that. And somebody, I don't know who you are, but you ought to be ashamed. On your way home during rush hour traffic, you cut somebody off. You ain't do it intentionally, I don't think. Cut somebody off. Y'all got to the traffic light. He over there looking at you through his window, cursing, shouting, raising his voice. And you just turned your radio up and said, "That ain't none of my business." I'm so glad that y'all are putting that to work. You did your homework and you're adopting this mindset, because you can't allow other people who aren't even on the path that you're on, who aren't walking in the shoes that you walk every day, who don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You can't allow them to be the captain or the pilot of your life, especially when you're trying to elevate to great. But today is a new day. So I need y'all to settle down just a little bit, because as Sir Kendrick Lamar said, some of y'all going to have to be humble and sit down. We're going to do a whole lot of self-examination today. All right? Because today's P.O.O.R stands for protecting our own reasons. So go ahead, pull that full-length mirror out. Some of y'all going to need an x-ray machine, a CT scan, a PET scan, an MRI, a Polaroid, just to get clear on what we're talking about today, because it's all about us inside. We getting real, remember? We getting real, raw, and right with ourselves this week. So if you miss Sunday, and you miss Monday, and you miss Tuesday, go check them out, because it's real deal around here. We getting real. And if you ain't ready to get real this week, go ahead and put that little reminder in your phone and in your mind to say, "I need to put this week on repeat." All right. Protecting our own reasons. Guess what that is? I know you smart. It's pride. When you're protecting yourself, but you're trying to elevate somewhere else to a place you've never been, that's pride. And guess what your reasons are? They're excuses. That's all they are. Excuses. Like, we have this tendency to say that we want to do something. We want to do something to better ourselves, but we don't want to actually take all the steps. Some of us think, because we think so highly of ourselves, that we can do whatever we want. Like, it's a la carte step taking to get to excellence. It's a la carte step taking to get to greatness. It's a la carte step taking to get to the life of our dreams. Because, see, we know some things, and we've been through some things. So we think that what we know and what we've been through can be married and picked at and customized and added to the stuff that we want to pick up from somebody else, and it's going to get us to where we're going. But it's not. It doesn't work that way, because everything that we know right now and all of the experiences that we have up until right now have gotten us to where we are right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, where you are right now doesn't have to be a bad thing, because you're always better the next day. At least you should strive to be better the next day than you were the day before. but you're trying to be better than better. You're trying to excel. You're trying to elevate to great. You're trying to find the greatness in you and make sure that you take the proper steps in order to live the life of your dreams. But in order to do that, you got to be able to accept what someone who's already where you're trying to go is telling you. Like, you want to be better. In order to be better, you have to do better. You want to change, but in order to change, you have to change. Like, you can't hold on to pieces of you and think that they're going to work with the future you. No, this you right here, this is the old you. Like, if you're focused on your goal, where we are right now, this is the old us. And so we have to be willing to receive the advice, the coaching, the guidance, the direction, the wisdom, the knowledge. We have to be able to receive it. It's not enough to get it. We have to receive it. Now, there's a difference between getting and receiving. I know a lot of y'all are like, wait a minute, if I get it, isn't that you're giving me something, I receive it? That's the same thing. No, the difference between getting something and receiving something is the action you take after you have obtained it. So I'm going to repeat that one more time just so you are clear. The difference between getting something and receiving something are the actions that you take after you have obtained it. All right, so let's use this example. I heard this conversation. I'm going to break it down like this. So this guy was talking to his friend over lunch, and he says, yo, I'm a cash app you $75,000 when I get back home. The friends immediately responds, because the person who was talking to him, he trusted and he confided in and he knew he was good for it. His immediate response was gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. He didn't ask when, where. He didn't even see it. The dude didn't pull his phone out, nothing. But he said thank you because he received it by faith that it was going to come to him. And he hadn't even gotten it physically yet. But his actions after the words his friend spoke to him showed that he received by faith that whatever he said he was going to do was going to happen. But then you got some people who will go out and they'll get in touch with all these people and surround themselves with all these things and get, but they won't receive any of it because their actions are still patterned after the habits of their past. Like, somebody will say, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight, girl. I'm about to be fine. Summertime fine. So she went out and bought all the workout clothes. She bought the new shoes. She bought the new yoga mat. She got her resistance bands for at home. She went and got a gym membership. She got the water bottle that keeps her water cool. And she hired a personal trainer who was able to give her the instructions and give her the recipes and give her the meal plans and give her the workout program. She got all that. She got it. But she's still turning up on Fridays and Saturdays and every other Tuesdays, and she won't change what she's eating, so she hasn't received it. Her trainer has given her everything that she needs. She's gotten all the accessories that she thinks she needs. But her actions don't align with what she has gotten. So she hasn't received any of it. She's still the same. Or worse off. She's either the same or worse off, because now she just got stuff and she's not doing anything with it. So if you want to receive something, like if you really want to change, if you really want to elevate to great, if you really want to become the person that you dream that you can become, you have to be willing to let go of what you think you know. Like, one of my affirmations for this year is I am relearning the things I thought I knew. Because we can get so prideful at what we've learned that has gotten us to this point that we're like, yeah, I know something now, but we miss something. That's why folks go to church and read the same scriptures in the Bible every Sunday for years and decades and centuries. Because there's always something to get. There's always something to learn. And when we get to a point where we think we know it all, our pride sets in, like I got it, then you're not going anywhere because you have handicapped yourself. Like, your growth is stunted. You're not elevating to anything anymore if you believe that you can continue to do the things that you're doing now, continue the beliefs, continue the action, continue the words, and think that you can pick a la carte whatever it is that somebody else puts out there and add it to yours and mix it up and think it's going to make a good gumbo to get you to elevation. to get you to greatness. It's not. It doesn't work that way. You have to be willing to let it go. You have to be willing to release your reasons, your excuses. Like, you'll have some people that say they want to do something and they're saying it literally just for the sake of saying it. They don't want you to give them advice. They just want to be able to express whatever they're struggling with because they want attention. But they don't want to change because they don't want to do what's required to change. You have to want to do what's required to change. You have to want to change. You can't make anybody else change for you or themselves. Until they want to change for themselves, change is not going to happen. So until you truly want to change for yourself, change is not going to happen. You have somebody saying, girl, I am so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Like, this is ridiculous. I can't make it like this anymore. And they're just saying it really because they just want to express some frustration or they just want some attention. Because as soon as you open your mouth and you offer some kind of advice that could really help them get out of that, they give you all the reasons why that particular advice won't work. I'm just so tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I need to get another job. I need to get some more money. This ain't going to work. Well, if you stop eating out every day for lunch and dinner, you could probably save about $600 to $700 a month. Just cook your meals. Go grocery shop and cook your meals, and you can save a lot of money that way. Yeah, but I don't really have time to cook or pack a lunch. You know Henry be out there in the baseball every season. I got to go to his games. I got to chase him. Then I got to get early, do all this, that. I just don't have time to cook. Okay. Well, how about you try canceling some of all those subscriptions? Do you really need Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, Showtime, and ESPN Plus? Girl, the kids love Disney Plus and Showtime, Netflix, and Amazon. They don't have the same shows. So if I cancel one, then I'm going to miss whatever's on that show and I can't get the other two. And I really, really, really need to be seeing these post-season championship games. And if I don't have ESPN Plus, I can't watch the games. Okay, so do you want to change? Like, do you really want to fix your situation and become better and get into a better life for yourself? Or do you want to remain in the stress swamp that you have created? Because there's a quote that says, until the pain of remaining the same outweighs the pain of change, then you're going to stay the same. So you have to identify, like, where you are right now and where you say you want to go. Is where you are right now pushing you to get to where you want to go? Or are you still living a life where you're just okay with being okay? Because you haven't found your greatness within you yet. Like, some people change because of desperation. Some people change because of inspiration. Either way, you need to figure out if you truly want to change or if you're okay with being where you are. And it's okay. If you're okay with being okay for the rest of your life, then that's your life. Because remember yesterday, other people's opinions don't matter anyways. It's none of your business. But if you truly want to change, like, you're not okay with where you are, even where you are is good for somebody else, but it's not good enough for you, then you have to be willing to set your pride aside, humble yourself, and release your excuses. Like, you can't hold on to the reasons why you're doing the same habits and saying the same words and thinking the same thoughts over and over again and expect to get better. It does not work that way. Never has, and it never will. So guys, we have to be real with ourselves. We have to get transparent. We have to see what is wrong. Like, what am I doing? Why can't I get to this point? Like, why can't I pass where I am? I know I want to. And that's when the self-assessment comes in. Like, where am I being prideful? Because to be honest, guys, we all have pride. We all have moments where we're prideful, whether it be you get in an argument with somebody and they do something that you consider is worse than what you did to them. So instead of you apologize, you like, I ain't going to apologize. They need to apologize first because whatever they did such and such, such. I only did this. That's pride. That's pride. You go somewhere, but you won't sit down in this area because it's next to this person. And you like, nah, I don't really trust that person. That's pride. You too good to wear a certain type of shoe, or you too good to wear a certain dress or a certain shirt. That's pride. You can't think highly of yourself in some areas, but then not think highly enough to change to get to the level that you want to get to. And not think highly enough to change to accept the instruction from the people who are giving you sound advice on how to get to where they are. because you think because you a little bit above the people you used to be around that you'd made it, you'd have done something with yourself. That's pride. You got to let all that go. You got to stop being addicted to comparison, comparing yourself to people that you can't do the way that they do things, and comparing yourself to the people that you used to hang out with that you don't hang out with anymore. It doesn't matter what end of the spectrum they're on. You're still held up in comparison. You're held captive in comparing yourself to the people that you used to be with and the people that you want to be, but you're not. It's pride. It's excuses. It's reasons. It's handicapping you from getting to your own greatness. So if you really, really, really want that for yourself, like really want it, are you willing to change? Are you willing to do the things that you're being told to do? All right, don't watch so much TV. Don't listen to the radio. Read a book. Listen to audiobooks. Listen to podcasts. Like you want to listen. There are people that won't listen to people who know what they're talking about, who have been where you're trying to go and surpassed it, all because you don't like the sound of their voice. Like there's so many people out there that have so much knowledge and so much advice for you that if you just listen to it, receive it, and implement it, you're going to get, your expectations of where you can get are going to be exceeded. If you would just get past I don't like the way they dress. I don't like the way he sounds. Well, I just want to get advice from a woman. Well, she's not black, but he's not white. We're so caught up in the makeup that we're missing the message. And so you have to evaluate yourself today, guys. You have to think about this. Like, do I really want this? Because if I really want it, I'm going to get it. Like, when you having one of those late night cravings, I'm guilty of this, especially in college. You having a late night craving and you know good and well you should not be leaving your house to go get something sweet. But you like, you know what? I don't care. It's 10:30. They're still open to 12. I got enough time to put some shoes on, get in the car, and drive out there. That's when you really want something. Like when me and my friend wanted something, some Krispy Kreme, and the hot light was on, it didn't matter what time. If they were open and it was late, hey, you want some Krispy Kreme? Yeah, let's go. Sometimes you don't even change out your pajamas. You just put a coat on and some shoes because you like, I ain't getting out the car no ways. I'm going through the drive-thru because you really wanted it. So the same way you want that Krispy Kreme, the same way you want those nuggets or those chocolate chip cookies or whatever your vice is, whatever that thing is that can call you out of bed in the middle of the night to put some clothes on and get in the streets for something to satisfy you temporarily that ain't going to do your body any good in the first place. Until you want your future, the dream life, your greatness with the same passion and intensity that you wanted that, you're not going to get it. You have to be willing to change if you want change. You have to be willing to do better if you want better. And so today, guys, I just want you to I told y'all we was coming real. Today, y'all got me all hot. I just want y'all to pay attention to yourselves. Tune everybody else out. Find some space where nobody can bother you. If you have to sit in the driveway before you get out of the car for 30 minutes, do it. If you got to sit in the parking lot at work before you pull off the parking lot off the premises, do it. If you need to pull over to the side of the road or the side of the gas station because that's the only place that you can stop where you know nobody's going to distract you, put your phone on do not disturb, then do it. Because your future is worth it if it's worth it. So do some self-assessment. First thing you have to do is acknowledge and accept the fact that you are prideful. It's not about not knowing at this point. It's about being prideful. So look yourself in the face. Say, you're going to have to let it go. Let that pride go. You're not better than anybody. You don't deserve it more than anybody else. You don't know everything. Let it go. Then the next thing you have to do is assess, take inventory, okay? Well, what are my excuses? Why haven't I hired that coach? Why haven't I joined that group? Why haven't I implemented what it was I've already known to implement? Why didn't I purchase that book? Why didn't I download that podcast? Why didn't I download that app that can help me read and listen to stuff? Why don't I listen to books on the way to work instead of the radio? What is it? Identify everything that you're doing now that isn't helping you get to where you're trying to go. All of the excuses for why you aren't where you want to be right now, identify them. And then ask yourself, okay, this is this, why? Why am I not doing this? Is it because I'm afraid? What am I afraid of? Am I afraid that if I try and then I fail, then I put forth effort in trying something and I fail? Am I afraid that if I try and I succeed, now I have to keep doing the thing to keep succeeding and to keep growing? Am I afraid of what other people might think? Am I afraid of what I might think? It's a fear there, guys. It's a fear that keeps you holding on to your excuses, and it keeps you protecting your own reasons. There's a fear there, and you have to identify it. You have to get real with yourself. I told you we're getting real with ourselves. We're getting raw and embracing the pain of healing, and then we got to get right. We got to do what's required to elevate to great. So if you want change, you have to change. You have to be willing to change, and you have to change. You have to be open. You have to empty your cup. You have to pour out everything that you thought you knew up until this point so that you can receive, not just get, but receive and act on everything that the person you're getting sound advice from, the person who's been where you're trying to go, is telling you. Because they're not going to lead you wrong. The saying is success leaves clues. That's what they say. So they're just trying to tell you how to get to where they are. All you got to do is step. Follow the instructions and take the steps, and you'll get there. So just do that today. Take some time out. I told you had to pull out that mirror. I told you it was going to get real. It's all about us today. It's all about us. What am I doing that's holding me back? Why am I handicapping myself? Why am I pulling myself, keeping myself down? But I keep telling myself and I keep telling other people, I want to be this. I want to be great. I can do that. I want to do this. Don't be a wannabe. Just do it. Do the work in silence, then let your success scream out loud. But you guys know what it is. If you don't remember anything else, always remember this. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be great, and it's a great day to find the greatness in you. Now go out there and live the greatest day of your life.